Who cares? We've got to stop this thing here and now. For the good of us all, Liu shouted as he launched himself at the creature. He spun his glaive into a violent slash at Taotie, but I was surprised when the beast's eyes glowed orange and Liu stopped in midair. A faint orange glow wafted from Liu's body as he hovered above the ground, and his body twitched uncomfortably. Liu dropped his weapon and was immediately hurled backwards, crashing through trees and landing in a heap in a bush. He wasn't getting up. I gritted my teeth and electrified my shovel, but I gave pause when I saw the smirk droop from Taotie's horsey lips. Without warning, it was like Taotie shifted from a solid to a gas, its black beastly form drifting away like mist on the breeze. I realized that it was running and lunged at what remained forward, missing the shifty gas with my blow entirely as it blew away on the wind. Frustrated, I raised my fist and shook it in the direction the beast disappeared to, shouting, "Hey! You can't just run away every time I get close to you!" Of course, the beast didn't respond, so I called, "Coward!" into the trees, hoping to get it to return to the battlefield to spite me. But it didn't. So I asked myself, damn, how the hell am I going to return that thing to the underworld when I can't even lay a hand on it? Unfortunately, I wasn't struck with an answer, so I returned my attention to Liu. He was still completely unconscious, but I found myself in luck. The bulky fool had been carrying a sturdy rope on his hip, so I used it to bind his hands and feet together. Once I was sure he wouldn't be escaping, I carried his chunky ass back toward where I'd found Zhao. Zhao was chained to his sister and a couple other people, but everyone around was surprised to see me return carrying Liu. The soldiers of the Mingsong army backed down and didn't bother trying to fight. I dropped Liu to the ground and immediately broke Zhao and the others free before giving an order to the soldiers to set all the civilians free. I found myself grateful when they obeyed. Zhao immediately got my attention with a pat on my shoulder. "Hey, Damon, I'm glad you're all right. Here, I grabbed this for you," he said. I was surprised when he handed me my sword. I didn't know what to say, so I just said, "Thanks." But he waved me off, saying, "Hey, it's no problem. It's what friends are for, right?" He seemed surprised when I shook my head. "We're not friends, Zhao." He was taken aback but put a hand on my shoulder. "Oh, come on, don't be like that. You're helping us, so I want to help you, even if you don't want to call us friends," he said with a smile. I brushed his hand from my shoulder but couldn't help myself from smiling as I turned away. Something about the way he said that reminded me so much of Jacob, but I didn't have time to think about that. So instead of lingering on it, I told him, "Whatever. Listen, get these people back to town and treat it as quickly as possible. I'm going into DU to deal with Lin Yu." I was about to say more, but Zhao interrupted, saying, "I'll have Jiu bring them back. I'm going with you." He was taken aback when I spun back toward him and said, "You've already been shot twice. Isn't that enough?" He shrunk from me slightly, but then regrouped his courage and stood up straight. "Yeah, but this time will be different," he replied with a pump of his fist. "You know, for a guy who claims he can see the truth, you sure seem to live in a world of delusion."